Hello. In this video I will introduce matrices. Matrices will be treated in detail later in the course as independent mathematical objects, but in the first part of the course, before I defined matrices properly, I will need them for some methods of solution of linear system of linear equations, and this is why I chose to introduce matrices for this purpose before I treat them thoroughly. Let's start. Matrices. And now, what is a matrix? It's a rectangular list or array or raster with numbers in. So it can look like this. So you see we have a list, a rectangular list with some numbers, and you see that it's not just integer numbers, it can be any number. So here I have pi and e, which are irrational numbers, and these numbers are well ordered. They are like standing in lines. It's not like just a chaotic set of numbers, but they are well ordered. And you see those brackets. These can be like this, but you can also write matrices like this. There is no difference between these two. It's just a way of writing. So sometimes I will write brackets, sometimes parentheses, but in both cases I mean exactly the same thing. I think that I most often use brackets. But this will happen that I will sometimes maybe use parentheses. So it doesn't need to be the same number of numbers in the same line. You see here you have 3 elements in the row and just 2 rows. So this is a matrix. You see some rational number which is not integer. And well, this is another matrix. So now you have seen some examples of matrices. And now I will introduce some terminology, which is very well to know. So normally we will call matrices, often we use a large letter A to denote a matrix. We call the matrix A. And then all those numbers here, so in this case we have a 3 by 4 matrix, which means that it has 1, 2, 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. And all those numbers inside the matrix are called elements. And you see that these elements are numbered. So you see that this first element is indexed by 2 times 1. So this first 1 tells you that this number, this element, is standing in the first row, because, well, those thingies here are called rows of the matrix. And this second number tells you that this element is standing in the first column, because, well, those are called the columns. And these numbers are index numbers. It is sort of like coordinates. So this one, it's telling us that this element is standing in the first row and in the second column. And it's true, it's in the first row and in the second column. And here 2, 3 means second row, third column. And sometimes you will see those notations for the columns. So large A, 1 is the column number 1. You see that all the elements standing in the first column have the second index equal to 1, because it means that it's the first column, second column, third one, and fourth. So here you see A4 is the fourth column, A3 is the third column, A2 is the second column. And for example, if you have a matrix like this, this is a 2 by 3 matrix. You see 2 rows and 3 columns. You always tell first how many rows there are and then how many columns. So this one is 2 by 3 matrix, and if you want to use this way of denoting elements, you will say that 4 is at element A11, 0 is element A12 because it's in the first row in the second column, and 1 is element A13 because it's in the first row and in the third column. -2 is A21, 2 because it's the second row and 1 because it's the first column. This element 1 is A22, the second row and the second column, and the last one is A23 because it's in the second row and in the third column. So here you have just 6 elements in this 2 by 3 matrix. And generally, if we have a n by n matrix, we just keep numbering those elements. You see, so for example, this one is A23, second row, third column. You see that in each column has all the elements which have the second index the same. So this is the column number n-1, and here is the column number n. Okay, so by now you don't have to need more about matrices, but I promise you that we will discuss matrices later as independent mathematical objects, and by now is just a tool for us which will help us handle systems of equations. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.